Hi, it's Kate from Izzalicious Designs. Today I have the great honour in showing you the fuzzy ball. Now the fuzzy ball is the brainchild of Tracy Lewis, and you might know Tracy on Instagram as UK Manic Loomer. And what she's actually done for this creation, this design, is taken two ideas and combined them. So we're all familiar with how to make a ball. A lot of us make a ball shape for our creation, so there's nothing new about that. And a lot of us use looped bands to depict hair and beards and fur. I think I first used this sort of, and I'm going to call it the fuzzy band technique. I first used the fuzzy band technique back in December of 2014 in a Santa that I made, and I used it as fur to go up the side of his jacket, and I've used a different variety of it. Sometimes you can loop it just the once, which we've done here, where you twist the band once. For my beards, I tend to just use a whole band. I don't twist it at all. However, what she has done brilliantly is come up with the idea of combining the ball and the fuzzy band technique and made an entire fuzzy ball. I have to say, it feels fabulous. My daughter is absolutely obsessed with it. She loves it. And I've used these fun bands made by Rainbow Loom. They're the hippie mix, which I thought was rather fun. I've never actually, the tie-dye bands and everything like that, I've never actually had a use for any of them. And this is the first time I've actually used this type of band for this project, and I think it turns out brilliantly. Izzy actually told me it would be fantastic to use this technique as a wig for the Izzy Busy doll, to make her into a clown, or one of the Tiny Tots as a clown hat, and I agree with her. I think it's fabulous. They feel great if you have a kid with sensory issues. They really do feel fun, and the colours, you can make it any colour you want. I've started on a black and white one, which I thought, these bands again, I thought I'd never use them, and I'm starting doing this one in this. Now you can make the ball any size you want. Obviously a ball is a ball, and I will show you, I'll write out some instructions on how you can do the ball. I'm not going to do an entire ball with you because that would just take for ages. So what I'm going to do in this tutorial today is show you the steps on how to do a ball, and then show you how to do the technique, and basically we'll leave you on your own to do this. It really is a remarkable feel to it. I really like it, and I would never have thought to do an entire ball of this. I would have only just thought to do a beard or hair, or a bit of fur and fluff and whatnot. This I think is fabulous. So Tracy, kudos to you. I absolutely love this. And I eat humble pie on that one, because I thought, oh, it's just a ball. It's not. It's really fun, and once you've stuffed it with stuffing, it's awesome. I'm a convert. So let me say, we'll put this to one side. So let's write this down. What we're going to do. We're going to start by doing a magic ring. Okay, magic ring, and we're going to do a magic ring of 6. So when you do a magic ring, at the end of your creation, you do decreases until closed. So I'm going to put decrease, and our code for decrease is DEC, until close. Alright, after your magic ring, so you've got the beginning here, up here, and you've got your end down here, and we're going to do stuff in the middle here. After your magic ring, you do a round of increase. Okay, an increase is INC. So if you're doing a round of increase from the bottom, you do a round of decreases. Okay, DEC. After your increases at the top, you're going to do a single crochet, which the code for that is SC, and then you're going to follow it with an increase, because that's making it bigger, which means here you're going to do a single crochet, the code is SC, okay, followed by a decrease. So where you've got the increase at the top, you have to decrease it at the bottom. All right, here we're going to do a single crochet and single crochet and an increase. So if you're looking for rounds, and we can put round here, this is round 1, 2, 3, 4. On round 4 you're doing single crochet, increase. So then the opposite of that is single crochet, decrease. Now you can make this as big and as wide as you want. Single crochet, we're going up to 3 single crochets and an increase, which means here at the bottom, this is, sorry, round 5, we're doing single crochet, and a decrease. Okay, if we're going to do, and for this ball, which fits in my hand beautifully, I went up, as Tracy did, to 4 single crochets, okay, and an increase, which means here we do 4 single crochets and a decrease, okay, like that. Now the bit in between, this space in between, we do single crochets only, okay, and how many rounds you do depends on what shape. If you do loads and loads of rounds, you'll end up with something that's sort of a bit oval. So for us, we did times 6 rounds, and that worked out perfectly for us. So single crochet for 6 rounds. So that would be round 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So from 7 to 12 rounds, okay, it will be single crochet, and that's 6 rounds. So then this is round 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and this will be round 18, but it's really just decreases. Okay, so this is the pattern that we have got. This will make any ball. Let's just say, for example, that you're not going to make it so that it's as big and as wide, like this little one is not. This little one, I've only gone up to 3 single crochets and an increase, which means this whole line is taken out. I could still do my 6 rounds of single crochet in the middle, or I could do 5 rounds because it's a little bit smaller, okay, and then this round is completely left out as well because we didn't go up to 4 single crochets and an increase. So when we start our decreases, we start our decreases on what our last increase round was, which was 3 single crochets and an increase. So we would start our decreases at 3 single crochets and a decrease. Hope that makes sense. But that is how we do a ball, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this particular one, and I'm going to show you from the word go. Now, it is important to choose what base colour you're going to use, okay? I've used white with this. I find black rather hard to see. That could be just my own eyesight, I'm really not sure. So I'm going to use white again. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue using. Now, for this ball, okay, this is a bag of 600. It had never been opened. I still have this many left. I did not count how many bands there were in this entire thing, and it's going to be up to you how big you make your ball as to how many bands you have. But every single stitch has one of these. So my entire ball is made with white bands, and then I've got additional stitches here. So what we're going to do, you need a stitch marker, you need, I'm going to, for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to continue using these multicolored bands, and I'm going to use white bands as my base because I think they're easier to show on a video. You're going to start with 1 band, and as I said, we're going to do a magic ring of 6. So let's have 6 little bands here. Okay, 6 little bands here. Take your first band, wrap it once and twice. All right, now we're going to do magic ring. I like, when I do my demonstrations, just to put this through my little stitch marker through, just so that you can see which one is the actual end cap, and there's no confusion about which band to go through. When I'm doing it myself, I tend not to do that. So you've got your little end cap here. Now you're going to pick a colour, okay, the colour of the bands that go on top, the little fuzzy bands, we'll call them the fuzzy bands, and you're just going to do 1 twist like that. Now with my beard, I did no twist, I just had them like this, okay, and it made quite a big fluffy full beard. Other times I've twisted them twice like that, so ended up with 3 little loops. But for this project, we're just basically doing a figure 8. All right. Take the base color that you're using for your ball and put it on the end of your hook and pop that on so it's on the middle like that. And then you're pulling this side of the white band through and you're doing a normal single crochet. Okay. I'm going to poke that through. Figure 8, pop on, move that down so that it's on that band, pull it through, reclaim, and that's band number 2. Pop it through your end cap, get your next colour, figure 8. Next band, pop it over, so it's on that white band, pull it through. Okay, that's 3. Again through the end cap, pick your next colour. So while this is not a new technique, doing it in a ball like this, an entire ball, is, and it's a cute result. I really like it. I keep saying that. I keep liking it. Okay, so here we are with our little magic ring. Pop it over. Oops, get over there you mate. Pull it through. One over the other. So now we've got, as you can look, I'll take this little stitch marker out. I should have done that earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6 is on our hook. We're going to go through our first stitch and we're on the increase. Okay, if you remember, take your band, you've gone through your first stitch, take your next band, wrap it, pull through, just like we did for the magic ring, pull it through, reclaim, one over the other. You're going to put your stitch marker on this, okay, and then in the next, the same stitch, go through it again, because we're doing an increase. So wrap your band, pop it over. So we're doing 2 stitches in each stitch. So we go from 6 to 12. You see? Through the 3rd stitch, we'll do 2 stitches in here. So there's, you wrap your band, pull it through, wrap your band. So every single stitch that we're doing, we're going to be adding this little wrapped band, okay, into the next stitch. For the entire ball, decreases everything. Oops, let's pick another colour so that it's not exactly the same. And I have to admit, when I was doing this and I started it, I was like, oh gosh, Tracy, are you going through and each single band, like if you have a look at this one, can you see how this loop is big and this loop is little? I said, are you going through and evening them up for every single one? And she said, no, you know. I said, wow, you're a much tidier loomer than I am. And she said, after a while, it just sort of looks, you know, as you make the ball bigger, it looks more uniform and more perfect, like hers did in her pictures, because I was looking at mine, I was like, mine is so messy. But she's right, the more you do, the better it looks. But I have to admit, I did take my hook and even up the little loops so that they looked a little more even and not having one big loop and one little loop, because mine tended to do that quite a bit. So here we go, and if you've forgotten what you're at, you can pull this through the inside. You can see you've got 2 stitches there. So let's go through our next one. I tend to fold these down so that I'm exposing the stitch to my hook, rather than, you know, because otherwise it gets in the way. I find it gets in the way. So I sort of use my finger to pull these down. Here's our last stitch. So let's do 2 in here. And then we can count to make sure that we have the right amount of stitches. So, if we have a look here, 1 is where our stitch marker is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 is on my hook. And if we go back to our little pattern that we wrote out here, we've done our increases. So that means our next round is going to be a single crochet followed by an increase. Now, one of the things that I should actually probably put here for you is the stitch count. Okay, so we talked about this one being six bands. It increases to a 12. Now what you're doing is every time you're increasing by the round you're on. So this was 6 plus 6 is 12, 12 plus 6 is 18. Okay, and then you're just increasing it by that. Now that is if you're going in a form like this. If you suddenly did 2 single crochets and an increase followed by 5 single crochets, it's not going to be the same. Okay, but if you're doing it this way, if you're just doing the pattern, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and then these rounds will all be 36. Okay, and then you minus the amount, so this would go back to 30, this would go back to 24, this would go back to 18, 12, and 6, and then you would just have, you know, 6 stitches until you decrease, until you can tie off. Okay, so that is how you work out how many bands you have per round. Now bear in mind, for this particular project, for every band you're doing for your ball, you're plussing 1, because you're doing 1 band for your base and 1 band for your colour. So whereas we would put 6, yes, it's 6 white, but you're also using 6 coloured bands. Okay, so bear that in mind when you're doing a stitch count. This would be for your base, and then you would have exactly the same amount for your coloured bands as well, and that's important. So we know that we've got 12 little stitches here. We know that our next round is going to be 18. If you're worried that you're not going to have, you know, you're going to do too many or too few stitches, count your bands out. So you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and you know that if you go through those 18 bands, and you can obviously you could do that in white instead so that you're still picking random colours, by the time you've used all those 18 bands, you know that you've used you've got the right amount of stitches. You don't have to keep counting. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. I think that's 18. I'll have to check now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, one more, 18. Alright, so we've got 18 bands here. So let's go through our first. We're doing single crochet, single crochet, and an increase. So go through your first stitch. Wrap your band, pull your white band through like that, put it over, and pull it through your first stitch. Reclaim, oops, come here you, and move your stitch marker. We'll get that out of the way. There we are. Get that out of the way. Come here, clip. If you don't have a stitch marker like I've got, you can use a C clip, an S clip. You can use a bobby pin, a safety pin, whatever you happen to have around. It all works. Okay, so that's our first stitch here. We've gone into there. So this is our second stitch, and we're doing an increase in this. So pull through. That was the first stitch in that stitch. Let's do our second stitch in that stitch. Now we do a single, and in the next stitch make sure you go through the real one, do an increase, that's our first stitch in the increase, that's our second stitch, and a single crochet. Put some more colours out, I'm getting a bit stale on the colours I'm picking here. So there's a single, we'll do an increase, a single, and we'll do an increase, make sure I'm pulling that one out, there we go. Did I do an increase? Yep, single, and an increase, and a single, and finish on an increase. And that's my 18 bands used. Okay, and again, if you want, just make sure your stitches are all even. I know mine aren't. There we go. Alright, so as you can see, it's starting to take shape, isn't it? It's really cute. I love it. Alright, so if we go back to our pattern, we've done this single crochet and an increase. We're now going to do, the next round is 2 single crochets followed by an increase, then 3 single crochets followed by an increase, then 4 single crochets followed by an increase, and then we're going to do 6 rounds of just single crochet. Now, I am not going to do all of these with you. I'm going to meet you back up when we get to the end of our 6th round, and I will show you how to do the decreases. Okay, so we're going to meet up back when we finished our 6 rounds. We're just about to start our decreases, and then I'll show you how to do the decreases. Otherwise, this video is going to be extremely long, and I know most of you are very familiar, and as I said, you have the pattern written out here now, so we should all be good to go. Alright, I will catch you back as we're just about to start round 13. So I'm back, and I have done my 6 rounds. So I've done my my single crochet increase, my single crochet, well, 3 single crochets and an increase. So here we go. I've done my single crochet increase, my single crochet and increase, and I've even done my single crochet and increase, and then I've done my 6 rounds. So now we're ready to start doing our decreasing. Because we went up to 4 single crochets and an increase, our decreases are going to start with 4 single crochets and a decrease, and then we mirror image here what we did here. Okay, so we need to do 4 single crochets and a decrease. Now this is what I was working on. I've run out of bands, so I'm actually going to have to order more of these. So I started another one with different colours. You should see how many I've got now. I've got loads, all sorts of... These are the 3 different sizes. This was this was going up to the 4 single crochets and an increase. This was going up to 3 single crochets and an increase, and this little one was 2 single crochets and an increase, just to show you the difference in sizes that extra round or 2 makes. So I've done this one sort of in colours that would be good for 4th of July. You could do them in your flag colours, so red, white and blue. I know for red, white and blue it's America, Australia, England are all red, white and blue. I know there's many other colours. France, I think, is red, white and blue. Loads of different countries have red, white and blue, so you can be patriotic and have the colours of your flag, your country's flag, if you choose to. So I'm going to pick up my little stitch. I've just done blue, so red, white, blue. We're on red again now, and as I said, we're doing decreases. 4 single crochets followed by a decrease. Let's make sure we're in focus, and it's just the same as if you were doing normal decreases. So I'm going to put my hook through. Now I'm not actually changing the base colour here, okay, so I can still just do a normal single crochet. All I'm doing is changing the colour of my little fluffy fuzzy band. So using my white band, I just do a normal single crochet. I'm not having to do a slip stitch because I'm not changing the base colour. So there we go, that's my first single crochet. Second. Third. And then number 4. Now, your decrease, like normal, we're doing a hidden decrease. You go through the back loop of your first stitch, back loop of your second stitch. Take your fuzzy band, wrap it around, and just like normal, you're going to pop this on, pop your fuzzy band on first, and then go through your 2 loops just like normal. Okay, that's your decrease. And then let's continue. We'll do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now again, remember, all our rounds, these 6 rounds that we did with just single crochet, no increase or decrease, all of them had 36 stitches. Doing this decrease will take us down to 30 stitches. So by the end of this round, we should have 30 stitches. Okay. If you've forgotten where we're at, this is our decrease here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we do our next decrease. 2 loops. Put your fuzzy band on. Move it over and do your decrease as normal. Now, I'm not going to do every round with you. Again, as I've said, this is going to take forever if we do the whole project hand in hand. Whoopsie. What I will do, whoops, let's do this right. What I will do though is do the closing with you, because I think that's quite important on how to close. So I'll do this round with you. You will do the next couple of rounds, because you know what the pattern is. I'm going to mirror image what you already did. So we're on 4 single crochets and a decrease. Then it'll be 3 single crochets and a decrease. 2, so there's our join, 1, 2, 3. Let's do one more. And then 1 single crochet and a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do our next decrease. The little ones turn out like pom-poms. I love them. The last day of school year today, so it's going to be a bit crazy in this house with school holidays. Oopsie. Finish with a decrease. So that shows you how to do the decreases. Okay, so we just did 4 single crochets and a decrease. 4 single crochets and a decrease. Round 14, you're doing 3 single crochets and a decrease. Round 15, 2 single crochets and a decrease. Round 16, a single crochet and a decrease. When you have finished round 16, and we're going to do round 17 together, okay? So you need to do 14, 15 and 16. The next 3 rounds you're going to do by yourself 3 single crochets and a decrease, 2 single crochets and a decrease, and a single crochet and a decrease. And I will meet you back when we're all at that stage. Make sure you also have your stuffing ready. I'll catch you back then. Okay, I am back and I have done my round 14, round 15, round 16. This round 16 was a single crochet and a decrease. So all we have left to do are our decreases to actually close off our ball. But we need to stuff it first. So I've just attached my last stitch to my stitch marker here. And I'm going to use my polyfill stuffing. Now, if you don't have polyfill stuffing, you can use tissues, cotton wool, old pieces of material, scraps of yarn, all sorts of things like that. Pop some stuffing in. Now, the fun thing about having this ball with the fuzzy bands is that you can't see really when the bands have been stretched. So if you do overstuff it, you're not really going to see the stuffing coming through. But I still would recommend that you don't stuff it too much. You do want it to still be squishy and nice, but you do want it to be stuffed enough that you have shape to it. You don't want it to not have its shape. So stuff enough that you have its shape, but that it's still squidgy. And the other thing you want to be careful about when you stuff it is that it's not overstuffed, so that to close it off, you're not going to have a problem. You know, you need to push your stuffing down to be able to get your stitches without having too much stuffing inside them. So I think that is good for me. That's going to be good for me. I'm going to move my stuffing out of the way, and all we're going to do now, I'm on white, but whatever colours you're using, that's, as I said, completely up to you. So we're going to do decreases to start with. So this is my last stitch, this is my first stitch. I'm going to take my stitch marker off, because really we're doing decreases until we close up. First stitch, second stitch. I'm going to use my fuzzy band. Use the fuzzy band over. Come on, you. And go through my stitches like so. So that's 1. And then the next stitch, which will be 2. If you remember, we did a magic ring of 6. So we know that we're going to do 6. Oh, I forgot my fuzzy band. Come on, let's do that. 1 and 2. You don't want to forget your fuzzy band because you'll have a gap. There's my fuzzy band. Pop through. 2. This will be decrease number 3. Here's my fuzzy band. So that's 3. This will be 4. That's my fuzzy band. Let's do 5. Fuzzy band. This will be 6. Now, in crochet, what they would do, they would then go through these little stitches here and tie off. We tend to do more decreases until we close off, but the problem that you have with that is you might get a little sort of cone happening. So what we can do is go through all of them, collect them all up, like so. There's about four little stitches that I can collect up, and I'm going to pull a band through all of them like so, and I'm going to tie it off into a tight knot like that, and that is what they would do in crochet. Then I'm going to poke my hook through from the side here, out through the top, grab that tie off band and pull it back in like so, and you will not see that, and that stops us from having that little cone shape and making it uneven, okay, which can happen. So there is my completed fuzzy ball. I think it's fabulous. I love it. They're fun. They feel great. Make 3. Have a set of juggling balls or hacky sacks or whatever they're called. Make them any colour you want. Make them any size you want. As I said, this was going up to 4 single crochets and an increase. This one, I haven't finished it yet, but that's going to be 3 single crochets. And this one, which isn't finished, is 2 single crochets. So you can make them different sizes, make them huge. It really doesn't matter. Depends how many bands you have. Thank you, Tracy Lewis. This was such fun to make. Everybody, if you're in the UK, Tracy, who, as you know, goes by UK Manic Loomer on Instagram, also has a website where you will be able to purchase Rainbow Loom. She has a craft shop, so you will be able to purchase Rainbow Loom bands from her. So please check out her site. I will actually put the website URL in this videos and in the description, okay? Check out her work. She has just done the most amazing lion, which looks fabulous. It's she used a crochet pattern from Sharon, I don't know how to pronounce her, O'Hala or something like that. And it's absolutely beautiful, so check out that. And thank you, everybody. If you like this video, big thumbs up would be appreciated, and subscribe. You'll find out when I do new tutorials. Take care, everyone. Bye.